Okay, this is After Egypt in Action, episode 37, and I'm your host, Terry Davis. Let's see what God's up to today. Okay, well, Mr. God, what do you think of sports? God said sports were homo one time. He said he liked hockey. Hockey is his favorite. I think it's because it's on ice. Because ice is not... God got to watch dinosaurs fight. God got to watch dinosaurs fight and stuff like that. And so he's bored by our sports, I think. Except hockey. So, Mr. God, what do you think of sports in space? Would that make you happy? You know, like zero gravity sports? Maybe Mr. God would watch zero gravity sports. God says. Uh-oh. Path tails, still heelless, his cutting worm, unshaken, exuberant divinity, avoided. Sweeter shop accepts, dispelled, deprived. Path tails, still heelless, his cutting worm, unshaken, exuberant divinity, avoided. Sweeter shop accepts, dispels, deprived. So I saw a basketball game with a bunch of people cheering. I think exuberant divinity, avoided. Hey, God, maybe God cheers for... Do you hang out with angels and watch sporting events, Mr. God? Maybe Mr. God hangs out with angels, turns on the television. So, what's your favorite activity to watch, Mr. God? Do you like... It would be funny. Mr. God's busy making babies. God likes soap operas best on TV. You like politics? I don't like politics. I wouldn't watch speeches if I were God. So, what's your favorite animal to watch? How about that? God's... He measured also the porch of the gate within one reed. Hey, that's Senator Reed. Then measured he the porch of the gate 8 cubits, and the post thereof 2 cubits, and the porch of the gate was inward. And the little chamber of the gate eastward were 3 on this side, and 3 on that side. They 3 were of one measure, and the posts had one measure on this side and on that side. Okay, that's not much of a response. We can do better. So I should praise God. Praise God for let's see. Pine cones are neat. Pineapples are neat. Pine trees are neat. How about eggs? Praise you, God, for eggs. Chicken eggs. And ostriches. Praise you, God, for ostriches. Halted upon his thigh. Therefore the children of Israel eat not of the sinew which shrank, which is the hollow of the thigh, unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh in the sinew that shrank. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men, and he divided the children unto Leah and unto Rachel. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Lifted up his eyes, saw the women children. The sinew, do you think maybe God's talking about bacon? I don't know. There's no sinew in bacon. You like bacon, Mr. God? Why don't you like bacon? God hasn't really responded yet. I'm striking out. Okay, praise you, God, for let's see. How about snails? Like when you have an aquarium, and you have algae, and you get snails, and then snails eat the slime. Praise you, God. Shut up, bird. Praise you, God, for, let's see. Snails. Yeah. Praise you, God, for snails. Preceding treasury allotted wronged human mischief hereupon wantonly educate mouth maintain live progress clothe abased examples. Oh well.